Oh, okay. Why am I Richmond v Carlton? Why I'm picking Richmond? Because yeah, they won the last three premiers, so who wouldn't pick them over Carlton? I mean the last two premierships, I should say. They are a favourite, but you never know. Carlton can pull up an upset. Wouldn't be surprised, but you never know what can happen. But yeah, Richmond should win that game. Wouldn't say easily, but yeah. Collingwood Bulldogs. I'm not sure about this. Could go either way, but I just don't. I just reckon Bulldogs. Have more momentum going into this. Just got that feeling that they you know should win, but it is playing the G. Bulldogs don't play there that often, so I'm gonna have. You never know. Collingwood could win and prove everyone wrong, but you know when they're 2-10 to win, so it's pretty close. 50, I say it's more of a 60-40 game. People just having a go at Collingwood. I guess I know a lot of people hate Collingwood, but you know, it's a tough call this game. So I want to pick the Bulldogs, but Collingwood has a decent chance of winning too. Melbourne Freo now 82-18. I mean, it is playing at the G. Freo rarely ever play there, so obviously Melbourne's got the advantage there. But yeah, I want to pick Melbourne. They'll probably win by I don't know 5 goals, 20 points to 5 goals. It's got the advantage at home. And got the crowd there, like 10,000 people. But yeah, they're decent team, Melbourne. They I just can't see Freo pulling an upset here, but they could. Adelaide versus Geelong. Well, obviously Adelaide are going to struggle this year. I just really feel that they're only going to win a handful of games, and it's not going to be against Geelong. Geelong are too good of a side. I just don't think Adelaide are ready to be at the next level where they can even upset a top team. It could be closer than expected. Geelong could only win by a couple of goals. Knowing Geelong, but probably a 5 to 6 goal win. Having a home crowd advantage may help Adelaide. It could be if they're in the game or longer. You never know. But yeah, Geelong should win this comfortably. But Adelaide could be a bit close. Could keep the game closer than expected. Wouldn't surprise me if they do. Geelong can be a bit frustrating at times, but Essendon versus Hawthorn. I want to pick Essendon simply because I reckon they're a better team. Obviously I barrack for them and I hate Hawthorn, so I'm obviously going to pick them. But on paper I say we are a better team, like I just said. Hawthorn did do well in a pre-season game, but it was against North Melbourne. It's just can't really take it too seriously. It is at Etihad too, so it's not really Hawthorn's home ground. I reckon we'll win by 20 points, maybe a couple of goals. It depends if we kick straight. I mean, yeah. Brisbane, Sydney. It's difficult seeing Sydney win this. They don't have Franklin, so they can't pull really off a miracle. Unless Brisbane are inaccurate and Sydney are really accurate, I really can't see Sydney pulling it off. Brisbane have to be really inaccurate probably for Sydney to win this. Unless Brisbane have a really bad patch in a game, which I've had at times. They do have those really bad periods, like in the practice match against Gold Coast. So, in a few moments last year too, against Geelong a few times too in that final and one of the game matches last year. So, I mean, but still reckon Brisbane will win this. Probably 5 goals. Win it comfortably, you think. Sydney haven't improved enough yet to suggest otherwise. North Melbourne versus Port. I think this is probably the most obvious game of the round, to be honest. I mean, I really can't see North Melbourne have any chance of winning at all, unlike the other games where you might have that glimmer of hope for an upset. But this one I just can't see it. I mean, it is at Marvel, so that will help North Melbourne a bit with the crowd behind their back. But, just I can't see North Melbourne winning this at all. They're just a bad list. They've got a few decent players there, a few underrated players, but just pretty obvious this game. Not really need to go into detail. Maybe 8 goal win to Port, maybe 6 goals if North Melbourne play well. But GWS St Kilda. This game is a bit of probably one of the hardest to pick of the round, I'd say. I mean, it's tough. I mean, GWS have lost a lot of players, but it's playing at their home ground. I just don't feel it with GWS. I just don't feel it with them. I just reckon their passion, the players there, is a bit lost. They just don't have that, that same spirit as what they had like 4 years ago, or even when the granny. To be honest, I reckon they were a better team in 2016. They were lucky to make the grand final. Was it 2019? So, yeah, I just don't feel it with GWS. It's going to be a close game, yeah. I'm also going to predict 2 goal wins to St Kilda, even though GWS is a slight favourite. Should be a bit more leaning towards be a 50-50 game, I reckon. I reckon they're saying I could be wrong, and I most likely could be wrong. It may take St Kilda a while. Like I did have a bit of a slow start last year. West Coast versus Gold Coast. Or West Coast. They're probably clearly favourites here, having a 5 to 6 goal win, but Gold Coast, remember, Gold Coast did beat them last year by a fair bit. They are a fast starting team, Gold Coast, so 97-3. I mean, I thought they'd be a bit closer, maybe more to 90-10. I mean, people don't realise it. Gold Coast are a fast starting team of the season, so, we're playing at West Coast's home ground, but it's like, geez, they're not as good as what they used to be, West Coast. I'm getting too old. I mean, maybe a 4 goal win. I just don't feel the West Coast as much this season. They're too old, mate. I mean, come on. I mean, they'll win this game, probably comfortably, but wouldn't be surprised if Gold Coast are in the game longer than expect. I mean, they won't make finals this year, West Coast. Well, they might, but, I just don't have that feeling with them.